Welcome back.
It's springtime, and springtime, of course, means, Kath, that it's tulip time, and there isn't a better city to be in, I don't think, than the nation's capital when it comes to tulips. We just transform our landscape into something truly beautiful, don't we?
We do, and we're known the world over for it. Our Tulip Festival now celebrates 50 years, Joel. It is incredible. And of course it goes back to when Canada gave refuge to the exiled royal family of Holland. And as a way to say thank you, in 1945 they gave us 100,000 tulip bulbs and have been replenishing them ever since. So it's a beautiful gift. And this year, to commemorate the 50th anniversary, as a way to say thank you to the royal family, a group of Ottawa artists has come up with a way to say thank you with flowers.
Last year, high school. Remember we saw? Yes. Wonderful.
Okay, girls, time to get down to work. This little group has been getting together for about 6 months to produce what some people have thought is an impossible project. We get together to work on all sorts of things. We're all embroidery artists, and we create our own images in threads.
This group of talented women has been gathering each Wednesday at Cindy Jackson's Stittsville home, headquarters for Studio Inspirations. For the last 6 months, they've been dedicating their energy to one creative vision.
What this project is a bouquet of tulips for the 50th anniversary of the Tulip Festival. There are going to be 50, one for each year, and each blossom in itself is a little work of art. And put all together, they form this glorious 40-inch high display.
The petals for each of the 50 blossoms are being hand embroidered by the group using an intricate and ornamental embroidery technique called gold work. The project is Merydie Fjarlie's brainchild, a designer whose past creations also seemed impossible.
I've been designing things ever since I can remember, and I started off with clothing, became a couturier, got more into hat making because I like little things in hats. I did a lot of leather jewelry, all hand-painted leather jewelry. Then I started into wearable art because I like the three-dimensional thing of wearable art and trying to make something out of something that seems impossible, like a tree out of leather. And just finding gold work, you know, above all other embroidery forms was just, you know, like, wow. My home, that's right, because in itself, it's three-dimensional. You know, you pad it all to make the light play on the fibers. So that's a fascinating aspect of it all in itself, besides trying to make, you know, something three-dimensional on top of that again.
It was one of Merydie's hat designs that inspired her bouquet of Remembrance. She showed it to the Canadian Tulip Festival organizers last January, explained her idea, and got the okay to create what will be a golden celebration for the festival's golden anniversary.
Well, I made the mock-up first, and then I went back, the gold mock-up, and then I went back and did the drawing of the piece as it was going to be finished, and I tried to do it as big as I could, so it's 36 inches high.
Work on the actual sculpture began in September. Since then, the members of Studio Inspirations have each invested an average of 40 hours a week, and each Wednesday when they meet, the dream becomes a little more possible.
We're all excited about what everyone has done because, you know, it's sort of like, oh yeah, so-and-so's going to finish this week, and when you see it finished, you know, it's like, oh yes, it's working. The whole thing is coming together.
Do you have a super fine needle for that? Because you're going to need the number 12 or whatever.
The process is quite an engineering feat, actually, in the end. There are over 3,500 pieces that make this project work. And that's not including the gold work itself, the actual, you know, embroidery, because each petal has, you know, 6 different elements that make it go together. The stems have 10 little elements that make it go together. The base, the form to keep it all together, the stamens, the pistils, all of those things are separate little entities that had to be made to make this thing work. Everybody, in our group had a little bit of something to say and their ideas, and, husbands came in to help us making jigs and doing all that sort of thing, and it just, got down to the nitty-gritty of exactly how it was going to be done.
Is this what you were looking for with the ribbon?
Yes. Studio Inspirations drew me into their group, really, because they all design their own things. And having this new expression in embroidery, I needed someone to help me focus on what I was going to do. And Cindy Jackson, who helps head up our Studio Inspirations, is a master in gold work, so she was the logical choice. And she helped me with my very first piece, and we've just sort of gone on from there.
We design our own embroidery, we combine different types of embroidery, we do commissions, we teach, we learn from each other, and above all we inspire each other and we help each other. It's very creative, and I love to be creative. It's in everybody, and everybody expresses it differently, and with me it's a needle and thread. Give me a needle and thread and I can do anything.
There's this great expression in embroidery, and that's that finish is a 4-letter word. And we all have a lot of UFOs or unfinished objects at home, but what's really special about the Tulip project is that we've been able to go right from the beginning, the first idea Merydie had, and as a group we've been able to keep up with her. And when we went into production, we know we're going to finish, and it's going to be such a wonderful thing to have done as the studio. We're really excited.
The exquisite threads being used to create the Bouquet of Remembrance are suitable for royalty, made of 2% gold and silk. Embroidery, and particularly gold work, have been prominent throughout history on regalia and church vestments. The symbolism of the gold and the images portrayed tell of cultures past, honored in the present. In the same way, this tulip sculpture is symbolic of a special bond between Canada and Holland. Since the Second World War, Canada has received tulips as a thank you for the support we provided in the liberation of the Netherlands and for extending safe haven to the Dutch royal family.
There's a tremendous amount of symbolism in this sculpture. It starts with the base, which is dedicated to the war. And the stems are very tall, so it's tight and symbolic of growth. The tulips on the top, every single one is different. And we have emblems of war again up there, so we have all of our services. We have peace in the dove and the poppy and the First World War. And then 30 of them are just designs, beautiful designs that show this diversity of gold work, and what you can do with it in a contemporary sense.
A generous donation of $10,000 made by one of the members of Studio Inspirations covered the cost of supplies. None of the artists is being paid for the time invested in this artistic tour de force. Financial contributions would be welcomed. The Bouquet of Remembrance was presented as a gift to Holland's royal family from the people of Canada during this year's Tulip Festival.
The finished product, is a gift. It's given away, but visualizing it from the beginning through to the end and knowing that these 10,000 hours have created this thing, that's sort of my gift to myself, and I think a gift to all the girls, that they have seen it completed in all its glory.
Oh, Kath, breathtaking, astounding, and what a labor of love, what an absolutely beautiful gesture.
I know, it's a real gift from the heart, and I think from the vision of it to the completion of it, it's made not only Merydie the designer so happy, but it's made us so proud to give that as a gift.
And you can just imagine the reaction of the Dutch royal family to this gesture from Canada.
It's marvelous, gals. Thank you so much for sharing that experience with us. The people at Studio Inspirations did a great job.
They sure did. Well, stay with us. Regional Contact will be right back.